Face front, true believers! Once again, we find our intrepid hero soaring high through Manhattan, racing against the clock as once again, science teacher Peter Parker is late for work. Great. That's what I get for leaving my phone unplugged overnight. I just hope there are still some donuts in the staff lounge. Never web swing and then teach 9th grade chemistry on an empty stomach. But breakfast will have to wait as Spider-Man hears an alarm blaring from the jewelers nearby and Spidey's phone's buzzing. It's all go for the webhead this morning. MJ's going to hospital? What's next? Am I about to find out I'm in some nightmare where I turn up to school without clothes? As Spidey heads straight for the jewelers, swinging through the open door and latching onto the ceiling as he sees the crowd inside crouching fearfully. Spider-Man? That's my name? What's going on? I didn't know what it was to do. There was some kind of monster. It just appeared out of nowhere. Where is it now? In the back, by the safe. Alright, this could get ugly, so file out nice and calmly. As the patrons leave, Spidey heads for the back of the jewelers, unsure of what he'll find, only to instead see something entirely unexpected. Just a normal guy robbing the vault of its jewels. I didn't know diamonds were a thief's best friend. Get lost! A thief yells as he continues taking the jewelry. Yeah, that's not how this thing goes. You bad guy, me web you up and leave you for the police. The thief stops as he whips around. I said get lost! As from the thief's hand suddenly shoots a great spurt of water that sends Spidey careening back and crashing into a display case. Oof! I don't need to go to a water park anymore. It came to me! The thief walks forward, absorbing the jewels into himself as he approaches Spidey. I told you to leave me. Now I'm gonna have to wash you out. Spider-Man shoots 2 web lines at the thief, only for them to pass straight through the foe. Enjoy your watery grave! But at that moment, a pair of police cars show up outside, the thief seeing that it's time to go. We'll have to continue this later. As the thief suddenly turns into a great puddle of water, streaming from the doorway of the building and into a sewer grate as the police rush into the building. Spider-Man, what happened here? Ugh, it was a washout. I'd love to stay and explain, but I gotta go see about a lady. As he webs out of the building, quickly making his way to the hospital. Enjoying the video so far, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next video. And if you're in the mood for a detective story, then be sure to check out my latest book, Seeking the Untold, now available. As Peter Parker is on the phone trying to salvage his job. I know, I'm sorry I didn't call ahead and explain, but my wife had to go to the hospital. I'll be sure to do as much overtime as possible to... Okay, I understand. Thank you, Mr. Lee. As Peter hangs up, turning to Mary Jane and the OBGYN. Sorry, it's been one of those mornings. Pecking MJ on the forehead. Oh, I get it. It's always stressful for first-time parents. You'll find your feet. The good news is that mom and baby are all good and healthy. And the pain wasn't a problem? Nope, just Braxton Hicks. Perfectly normal, if uncomfortable. But still, you did the right thing coming in. Thank you, doctor. Not a problem. Now it says here you aren't finding out the baby's sex just yet. We want it to be a surprise. Old school. Good call. I'll just get you started on the discharge paperwork. Thanks again. As the doctor leaves, MJ lets relief wash over her. You should get to work. We don't need you being out of a job right now. Well, actually, they gave me the rest of the day off. So, for today, I'm all yours. Okay. I could get behind that. What do you want to do? We could go to the park, or that nice place you like that does the Italian ice cream. To be honest, I just want to lay down on the couch for the rest of the day. Sounds like a plan to me. As the loving couple walk out to the hospital, hailing a cab as they head for their apartment. For a moment, the pair can relax, taking comfort in how close they are to MJ's due date, and that soon, they'll be parents. But before they can get too comfortable in imagining their completed family, Spider-Sense! Still look as good as ever, Red. As Peter realizes the driver is the thief from the jeweler's earlier, while MJ realizes exactly who it is. Maury! I love how you say my name. Ernest. I don't know what you want, but Maury suddenly whips around, grabbing Peter by the neck with a watery hand as hard as steel. I hate it when people interrupt our conversations. Let my husband go! Husband? I don't think so. As Maury drives the cab out to the side of the Hudson, urging Peter and MJ out of the cab. It's you and me, Red. Always has been. Always will be. Leave her alone. Peter tries to rush Maury, but the rogue evades the tackle as he turns into a puddle, in moments reforming, leering over MJ. Let's go somewhere more private. Maury grabs hold of MJ, diving into the water below them, as MJ is carried away by the sudden tide. Peter is left distraught at the turn of events. MJ! What do I do? How do I stop someone who can turn into a liquid? And even then, he could have taken MJ anywhere. Huh? One of my spider tracers. Wait. It's the one I gave to MJ. I've forgotten all about it. He makes certain he is unseen as he begins to crawl up the wall of the nearest building, changing to become the amazing Spider-Man. Alright. First, I need to find a solve for Mr. Solvent. Then I need to follow the lady. I only hope I get to MJ in time. Meanwhile, MJ is washed up by the side of the shipyard, coughing and spluttering. She quickly checks to make certain her baby is safe. Sorry about the bumpy ride. I just needed to get you alone without that guy bothering us. You mean the father of my child? Stop saying that! You know I don't like it when you say stuff like that. Well, it's the truth. Now let me go. I know you don't mean that. Not after all that I've done for you. With my powers, I can get you anything. Give you anything you want. You're not listening, Maury. We went on one date 10 years ago. Time can't hold back true love, Red. This isn't love, Maury. I love my husband. We're about to have a baby. You have to understand that all this is not right. Enough! Stop talking like that! First, I'll drown that thing right out of you. And then, it'll be just the two of us. Forever. Maury! No! Please! Webs suddenly fly from nowhere, binding Maury Bench's hands. She said, please! You again! Didn't get enough last time, bug? I think we've all had enough of you. As Spidey begins shooting jets of webs at Bench, cocooning the foe as the web hardens, immortalizing the rogue as a statue, frozen in time. What did you do? I hardened the solvent that makes him up. We just a dash of coagulant in my web fluid. He makes a lovely garden ornament. Are you okay? Yeah, we're both okay. Just in time, Tiger. Well, I had a certain quick-thinking lady leave a trail for me. Now I seem to remember a relaxing afternoon of Netflix was on the schedule. Spider sense! Bench suddenly bursts free of his webbed prison. Spidey shielding MJ just in time from the debris. You didn't think your web was strong enough to hold Hydro Man, did you? It always sucks when the bad guys name themselves. As Spidey begins shooting more webs at Hydro Man, who is only mildly slowed by the coagulant. MJ, get out of here! The web head is suddenly struck by a giant watery fist, punted straight through the window of a nearby pizzeria. Mamma mia! Anyone get the number of that wave? Hydro Man slinks his way into the restaurant as he rushes Spidey, but the webhead thinks fast as he uses his legs and a pinch of spider agility to kick the rogue into the open brick oven, making Hydro Man scream in anguish as steam fills the room. Oof. Anyone order steamed hams? Hydro Man climbs slowly out of the oven, reforming his head as he glowers at the webhead. I'm done with you! As Spidey is suddenly grabbed by watery tendrils, being pulled towards the tidal foe as he makes to drown the web slinger in his watery form. This time, I'll make sure you don't get in my way again. The webhead is trapped, drowning. His web shooters are malfunctioning underwater. He's done for as everything begins growing dark. But then, Maury! Hydro Man turns to see MJ on the back of a fire truck, getting far away from the watery foe. Mary Jane! Hydro Man lets the webhead go as he quickly gives chase. No! Red! You can't get away from me! You can't leave me again! The fire truck pulls up at the side of a burning building as MJ holds on behind, clutching her belly as she only hopes her plan works. But unfortunately, the firemen spot her. Uh-oh. Hey Sarge! There's a lady on our truck! And she's pregnant! What are you, crazy lady? Please, I need help! Alright, take it easy. Help with what? That! As she points to the incoming Hydro Man as he charges towards her. What the heck is that? Squad, arm yourselves! The squad quickly gathers axes and grabs heavy debris from the fire, protecting MJ as they prepare for the incoming threat. But Hydro Man is ready for them as he washes the firemen away violently, forming two great hammers to squash this latest interference. Leave them alone! Don't you get it, Red? There's nowhere you can go, nowhere to run, and I won't find you. Love can never be stopped. I know love can't. To borrow a phrase, cowabunga! As Spidey kicks Hydro Man into the burning building, Hydro Man reforming slowly from the impact as Spidey's lungs are already full of smoke. When are you gonna get it? You can't beat me! As Hydro Man begins a fresh attack, shooting great jets of water that quickly evaporate in the heat of the fire as Spidey evades the projectiles. Hydro Man begins to sweat as he charges at the webhead, who quickly jumps out of the way as Hydro Man falls into the flames, steam filling the scene as he slowly reforms again, creating a Hydro Hammer, and he attacks the web slinger with, but the hammer falls apart quickly as Spidey dodges. This time, Bench doesn't have enough for himself to reform his arm as he falls to his knees. What's wrong? Can't take the heat? Mary Jane, I need her. I love her. Please, she's mine. I know you think that, but none of this is love, Maury. Come on, let me help you. No! You won't stop me! She's mine! As Hydro Man makes another water hammer, charging once more at the webhead, only for Spidey to jump and evade the attack, as Bench hits a load-bearing beam instead. Quickly, the fiery debris above begins to fall, as Spidey tries to stop the debris with his webs, but the fire destroys the webs, as Bench is crushed by the fire-filled debris, steam issuing from the mass, as Spider-Man watches, saddened by how this has all ended. Later, back at the Parker apartment, Peter and MJ sit on their couch, finally watching an old black and white movie and relaxing after the long day they've had. As of all times, rain is pouring outside. So should I expect any more enraged ex-boyfriends to turn up? Not funny. Sorry. You know, it's funny. I've been so worried about the baby being okay. When I got those contractions today, I was out of my mind worried that something was wrong. And now? Well, it's weird. Even when Maury threatened to kill the baby, I was scared. I knew I would do anything to protect this baby. I got the sense that despite the threats, the baby would be okay, all at once. Does that seem weird? No, not at all. Our baby is going to be strong. And not because of me, but because of one of the strongest women I've ever known. One of? Well, you're top of the list. You know it. Mary Jane Watson Parker does not accept seconds. The pair embrace, uncertain of what waits for them, but safe in the knowledge that they'll face it together as a family.